Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about the situation with Kenny KO. For those of you that don't know, he's getting sued by JB, right? We all know who that person is. It's a big bodybuilder. I'm not going to name him. I don't want to get sued myself. I'm going to talk about three things in this video, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is going to be about freedom of speech. And for many of you, you're probably either Canadian or American, and you just kind of take it for granted that you have freedom of speech. Trust me, I live in a, how can I call it, feces whole country. Okay, I can't say S-whole country, but my country is just, let's say, really bad. It's awful. People die every single day. There are people starving in the streets, corrupt politicians, pretty much everything that you would imagine in a dystopian reality, right? That's where I live. That's my country. And that's why I'm making this video in English, and I'm trying to reach out to you, an audience outside of my country. Because if I go ahead and I say, you know what, let's just talk the truth about everything, let's expose, the BS in my country, if I do that, trust me, I would get just shot in a matter of like 2 weeks. The first person that I kind of try to expose would shoot me, would kill me or something like that. Trust me. A friend of mine, he almost died. He had his life completely ruined. He just lost his job. His family was threatened, and he just went through an entire hell just because he did a meme with a congresswoman. Okay, that's how terrible things are. My country is a piece of feces, okay, and I recognize it. I don't have the freedom to say anything, honestly. If I say something that a big politician, that a wealthy businessman really doesn't like, my life is over. And honestly, one of the reasons why I liked America so much and other, Western countries was that you guys had a tradition where individual opinions were respected no matter what they were. But nowadays, I don't like what you say, and I have a lot of money, so I'm going to screw your life and the life of your family members, and so on and so forth. I don't think that's ethical. I don't think that's something a good person should do. And if your country, and I mean America, allows this kind of behavior in which people are not free to say whatever they want to say, it's pretty unfortunate. And if you're American, I would recommend you guys to just, have that in mind. Don't let your country be an unfree piece of feces like my country. Otherwise, you're going to be really screwed, and you'll be sorry, or your kids will be sorry that you didn't do anything. So the second thing that I'm going to talk about is really the focus of this video. Okay? Not only do we live in a world where individual opinions are not, respected, but we also live in a world where we don't have men anymore. Okay, and this is a problem especially in the West. In my country, we still have some men. They are poor, some of them are alcoholic, most of them are useless, but they're still men, okay? They're still men. They don't have high testosterone. They don't have money to afford food. They don't have money to go to the gym. If they have a little bit of money, they're spending it on cigarettes, they're spending on booze or something like that. But these men, they are more manly than any bodybuilder that steps on stage in the Mr. Olympia. Okay? These men are humble, these men don't have money, but they are men. Okay? And I see a lot of that in America as well, especially in the South. I see men that are man. And in theory, in the fitness industry or the bodybuilding industry, these are the men that, literally, they are the most masculine man. They're the ones taking the most androgens. In theory, they were supposed to be the ones that express masculinity and the values associated with masculinity, such as honor, glory, apathy. Okay, these things are things that a man should do. So, for example, if you say feces about myself, I'm not going to get angry and be like, oh no, I'm going to sue you. Do you know what I would do? I would either ignore you and say like, I don't care what you think of me, brother. You're a piece of feces. And that's the first thing I would do, right? But if that was not enough, and I actually got bothered by what you told me, and trust me, I have a really high tolerance level. Any man has a high tolerance level. Okay? If you really upset me, you're a real man. And I don't call myself a real man, I have my own issues. But a real man, right? Think about Johnny Cash or someone like that. If you really upset a guy like that, he wouldn't sue you. He would look at your face and say, "Hey, motherfucker, are you f***ing with me? I'm gonna break your ass." That's what you would hear from them. You know what? If you have a problem with a guy, go ahead and call him out and say, "You know what? You're wrong. You're a bad person. You're lying to your audience." Call them out. You don't have to go ahead and say, "Oh my God, I'm going to get you on a lawsuit and this and that and defamation and this and that." It's not necessary. Okay? That's not necessary. We live in a world where this kind of behavior of like stabbing people in the back, of using the government to try to impose values that are not existent in where we live, they're happening more and more, and we can't let this happen anymore. If you are supposed to be a masculine man, then you're supposed to deal with these issues like a man would, facing these people right into their faces, saying, "You know what, you're a piece of feces. You know what, you want to deal with this? Let's go ahead. Let's do a live, boxing event. Let's just punch each other on Walmart." Anything is better than, going to a courtroom and be like,
"Hello, Mr. Defendant. Are you aware that you did this and that and that?"
That kind of thing. You see, that's not what a man would do. A man would deal with these problems as a man. He wouldn't use the legal system. He wouldn't use the government. He wouldn't use anyone to try to get revenge. Okay? You would use your own strength, your own capabilities, and your own truth. In a way, if you are right about something, if someone really lied about you, then the best thing you can do is just respect your identity, respect your integrity by being honest and exposing the behavior of that person. If they are lying about you, just go ahead and call them out and say, "You know what? Here's why I'm actually not the person you're portraying me as." Okay? And the last thing, guys, is something that is even more important. Okay, and that is that in the fitness industry, we're seeing this kind of behavior more and more often. It happened also with Nick Strength and Power and with the Phil Heath conundrum and all of that. And I think Kenny KO was not the first time that he got sued. It also happened, I think, with Jason Blaha. It happened, I think, with Vegan Gains. So it's a kind of behavior that is happening more and more. And this is truly, truly awful. Do you want to know why? Because what we're actually experiencing is that we're seeing people use the legal system to keep the sham, keep the fraud that the supplement companies are trying to create and trying to impose into millions of young men, right? How do you keep this shadow of fake natties, and how do you make sure that people don't find out that they're actually taking not just a little bit of testosterone and just a little bit of steroids, that these men are actually abusing steroids and growth hormone and insulin for many, many years? How do you make sure that people don't find out? Well, you do whatever it takes, as Rich Piano would say.
Do whatever it takes, man. Do whatever it takes, right?
And if whatever it takes means just suing people like crazy, that's what they are doing. That's what they will do. And I don't think that's a good thing, because it's going to keep the BS in this industry. The truth won't be told to the world. I don't think that's a good thing. So if you support the persons that are suing other people, you are indeed a moron. You shouldn't be taken seriously, and you are indeed stupid. Okay? No one should support people that are using a legal system to try to protect the honor that they have. If you praise someone for their charisma, for their integrity, then that person should be able to protect their own image by themselves without using 20 lawyers and managers and blah, blah, blah. Okay? They should be able to do that on their own. So that's it. That's just a short video. It's very unfortunate that Kenny KO is going through all of this. Kenny KO has, a lot of defects. He's not a perfect human being. Rather, I have many criticisms about Kenny KO. But I think that as an American, it's quite bad that he's going through all of this. I think America is eventually going to turn into a country like my own. And in terms of the fitness industry, it's awful that this kind of behavior is happening more and more often. It only means that the BS that always existed is going to just get worse and worse and hidden in many, many shadows of lawyers, false marketing, and a lot of money. So, in any case, I hope you'll have a good day and just open your eyes, see the truth, and fly, baby, fly. Bye bye.